Welcome, Cancer and Cancer Cross Watchers, to your love reading for November 2023. So, I do want to apologize that these weren't out um, at the same time as the earlier reads. I don't know if you can tell, but my setup has changed. There's just been a few unexpected changes. So, um, I hope these are still in time to be helpful for you. So we have the relationship situation, and I always do the bigger deck, or I try to do it ahead of time because it's just really loud on the desk. And then we're going to look at what each of you is thinking, feeling, and actions or intentions towards each other. So where's Cancer's? What's Cancer? Hold on for a sec. Your person is kind of like, okay, we're going to do what's Cancer's person? Yep. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and then we have the Three of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay. I feel like this person, oh, um, it's almost like they kind of want you to see through their cloak of invisibility, to see what it is that they're trying to offer you, right? It's almost like here's your person and they have something really gorgeous that they want to show you, right? It's like the whole world is in black and white, but what they want to show you is it's in color. But on the surface, we have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is about having emotional fulfillment within yourself, right? It's that moment before you hit the Ten of Cups, with which, like, then other people start coming in, right? And I feel like this person, they seem to be, they might be like aloof or acting really, calm, cool, and collected. And they are, but it's almost like they're scared to work on something. It's almost like they're at a place right now where they're too afraid to put themselves out there. It's like if somebody kind of inched up to them closely and helped them to open up, not that you have to, okay, of course. I feel like this person would slowly do that. It's almost like oh, they'd be grateful that somebody was actually interested to learn about them, which is kind of heartbreaking to say. So in their heart space here, the Wheel of Fortune talks about things coming around, like, everything turning in your favor. And just to put it in perspective, this is at the bottom of the big deck, so like unseen energy for the whole situation. And this is the situation, right? Which talks about arguments and things not, with the Five of Wands, if everybody worked together, they could make that pentacle. But because it's almost like, because in this card, not necessarily in this situation, but in this card, nobody is taking control because everybody wants to be, it's almost like no one's paying attention to what's around them. I kept wanting to say like no one's the boss, but it didn't feel right because it's not actually that, or it's not what I'm seeing today. It feels more that it's like everyone's too, not that independence is a bad thing, but like everybody's too independent. Everybody's on their own path too much. No one's looking up to see what's around them. And here I feel like your person, they seem to be giving up. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the cards, not the camera. It feels like this person they do really want you to see that, whatever it is that they're trying to show you, but the longer it takes, the more this person feels like it's not their time, right? It's like they're kind of retreating back into themselves. Okay. So what's going on? What's Cancer thinking about this whole thing? Dang. Mother of Cups. I'm not sure. You know what? Before I say anything, well, I almost want to say, like, I'm not sure you really understand, or not understand, but it's almost like you might not even know this is going on behind the scenes. Dang. Oh, Cancer, let me ask you a question. It's like, is this a situation of two people that have been like heartbroken, and each of you is not, it's like you meet each other and it's kind of like, oh yeah, this person maybe, but each of you in your own way is avoiding it? I feel like you are, it's almost like you know that there's something going on in, I want to say, like the ether. You can feel it right behind you. It's like right behind you. But I feel like it's almost like there's this internal dialogue that, like, no, I remember the last time. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's in your heart space, right? It almost feels like you, I'm going to call you out here. From what I'm seeing, I feel like you may be afraid to turn around and see what this is. It's like you don't want to get your hopes up. You don't want to be like, it's almost like you're healing from the past, or you have healed from the past enough that, like, things are starting to gain traction. Your life is starting to gain traction again. And it's almost like you may be willfully ignoring this to protect yourself. It feels like it's one of those moments where it's like you feel that you owe it to yourself to not pay attention to this. And not that there's anything particularly wrong with this person. Oh. Okay. Well, you two are confusing the heck out of me, so I will do my best. We have the Four of Swords here, and that we have the Three of Swords here, right? And so that's heartbreak. And then the Four of Swords is when you have that, it's like the peace after the heartbreak, right? Once you've let it go, and it's like nothing has filled the space in your life, but it's that energy of like you've dealt with the loss, and now you're in that really peaceful stage. And I feel like that seems to be what is really, it's almost like this person with you, you're the flame and they're the moth. And what's unfortunate is it's almost like you may be coming across with this really peaceful energy, but they seem to be trying to match that energy, right? It's like they're trying to match it, but because you're not really in a space where you're ready to even acknowledge this, you're just not, right? It's almost this energy of like, well, yeah, there may be some sort of energetic something or another, but it just feels like the energy from you is, you know, I'm just not gonna worry about it. And so this person, it's like they're trying to match that with this calm, cool, collected. I feel like I'm repeating myself. It feels like this is the type of person that actually is a really big talker, but when you meet them, you'll think that they're not. Right? Because it's almost like, I find it really endearing. I feel like this person's trying to come across as like, maybe not dark, but like mysterious. And like there really does seem to be something that they're trying to step outside themselves and present themselves in a certain type of way to appeal to you, not realizing that, like, if they were just their actual self, it feels like you would be a lot more inclined to sit and have a conversation with this person. It's almost this, well, this sucks for this person anyway. It feels like this is a situation where they're misinterpreting your peace as aloofness. They can feel that there's a warmth about you. And I feel like that might be where they're conflicted, right? It's like on the one hand, they feel that you may be a little bit cold, but your general demeanor is so warm and inviting, right? And so it's, sorry, lost my train of thought for a second there. Um, and I feel like because of what you've been through, you're looking at the situation like, well, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm not going to push it. I'm not chasing anybody. I'm not running after anybody. If this person, if they want to do something here, then they'll let me know. And they're waiting for you. So that sucks. I mean, if the two of you actually want something with each other, I don't really see either of you making a move right now. We're going to pull some clarifiers. I'm just looking at which deck we're going to use here. With this one. Okay. We get one on this Five of Cups for Cancer. Damn. I mean, dang. So we do have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck here, and then you got the Three of Swords reversed with this Five of Cups. Cancer, let me ask you a question instead of telling you something. I feel like I have marbles in my mouth. I'm just having a hard time articulating. Is it possible that in an effort to keep yourself from being hurt by connections that may be, that might hurt you, is it possible that in trying to avoid that, you are hurting yourself by isolating yourself? If that makes sense. It's almost this energy of like, part of you is focusing on like, oh, life is going good and I'm starting to get traction again and that sort of thing. And then the other part of you is like, yeah, but what about me? Right? And I feel like there's a certain softness there. And it's almost like whenever that part of you is like, yeah, but what about me? I feel like your head is like, yeah, but remember what happened? Let's not do that again. We're going to pull another one on the Mother of Cups. Oh my gosh, look at the synchronicity here. So we have the Three of Pentacles. It's almost this energy of like mother knows best or father knows best or whatever, parent knows best, right? And I feel like there's this, I don't know what the inclusive term is for that. So if somebody knows, can you put it in the comments, please? Regardless of the title, it's almost this energy of like, part of you is, nope, I know best and this is what we're going to do. And it feels very loving and protective, but also very rigid. Right. And it's like, there's this horse in, not a stable, but like that's fenced in and just keeps pacing and pacing and pacing. And it's almost like they've been pacing for so long and they were looking out at the field that they were just never allowed access to or could never get to, that it's like they stopped looking up. They stopped hoping. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry if that's what you're going through right now. It's this energy of like, well, if I can't ever get there, I'm going to stop looking. And so like, whereas before you may have been pacing, kind of waiting for something to happen, now it's a slow stroll and you look at the ground. It's easier to pretend like it's not there than to look at it and feel so far away. Can we get one on this? Hold on for a second. Yeah. Can we get one on the Nine of Cups? So we have Justice here, and then we do have the Sun, or this would be the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this person may This may not be for everybody, okay? Because I don't want to start saying that something's going to happen for everyone when it may not. For some of you, this person may get a little bit more bold in their advances towards you. You know what I mean? It's like they may go out of their way to try to impress you. And it's almost like if you're feeling a little bit dulled or dampened inside, right? It's like you might be looking at them with this really gorgeous, warm energy, but your response isn't there because you're still, it's like you got your heart broken, you healed from it, and now you keep breaking your own heart every day by trying to protect yourself from getting your heart broken, right? So it's like, just because no one's actively hurting you doesn't mean that, I wanted to say, like, doesn't mean that there isn't something missing, that there isn't something more. And I feel like there's this energy of like, yeah, but, how do I say this? It just feels like you have been pushed down and like you just have been ground into, it feels like you've just been turned away from getting outside of that gate with the horse metaphor so many times that it's like you started to slow to a walk, and I feel like, and now you're just over in the corner, as far away from the gate as possible. It's almost like it's easier to be in the corner and to choose to stay in that fence than it is to hear the fence open and look up and be disappointed yet again. It's almost like if it happens one more time, it feels like, from what I'm picking up from you, it feels like you feel like you'll fall apart. So what's interesting is it's like the difference between the two of you, I feel like your person has hope. And not that you, like, feels like you have hope in more material things, like work success and stuff like that, because there does seem to be this, right? It's almost like you're going through something that's really tough, but your mom is keeping you really busy because they want to keep you distracted. It's that type of an energy, but like you're the mom and the child in it, right? If that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like I'm not making sense. So, hold on for a sec. I get one on this. Five of Cups reversed with the Ace of Swords. Well, there it is. There's the Ace of Swords, right? To get you from the 3 to the 4 there. And then we do, like, that's 3 cards that are replicated on the, and there's 3 decks here, so that's over well over 200 cards. So, okay. Oh, my apologies. This is the 5 of Pentacles. My apologies. It just looked so similar with the imagery there. Oh, you can't even see that. They just looked really similar, right? But this one is reversed. It's almost like this might sound strange. This mother, like where you are in your headspace and how you're acting, are neither is willing to budge. Right? And it's like, because this part of you is controlling what you're doing, it feels like to a certain extent, it's like you may be able to put yourselves in situations where you are, I don't know if I'm connecting to this read. I'm sorry if I'm not. You're able to put yourself in situations where you are around other people and you're kind of exposing yourself to being or to like making new connections and that sort of stuff. It just feels like once you get there, then this part of you acts like a petulant child and won't open up and won't socialize. So you just sit there like almost, you know, not being able to talk. I do feel like you're going to be, it's almost like in spite of your best efforts, I do feel like you're going to be attracted to this person. And while this lack of hope still hangs heavy in the air, it's still a thick fog. It's almost like there's this little sliver of hope, and I feel like no matter how hard you try to push it away, it's going to stay there. And it's almost like you maybe, a part of me wants to say like, because in order to cope, this is easier, you may try to ignore that hope for a certain period of time. And it's like you're going to be freed from this energy, whether you want to be or not. It's almost like one day you'll look up and you'll forget why you were standing in the corner away from the fence anyway, if that makes sense. So, Cancer, I hope this reading made sense. I hope that it was helpful. I love you guys, and I hope that you are, I hope you're doing well. Much love. Bye.